Today I'm working on a really cool commission, the Absolute Batman. Yep, you heard it right. I'm gonna be drawing this new version of Batman that's coming to DC Absolute Universe. I'm super excited about it because and it's awesome to be part of this, to make a live action of this Batman. Before I dive in, let's take a look what the client asked for. Here's the message. Hey Philip, I love your art, man. I'm a big fan of your style, and I really want a commission of Batman, of Absolute Batman, and I want a strong Batman with a more detailed logo than the one in the comics. Also, if possible, I'd like the suit to have a bit of Captain America vibe. The rest is up to you. Can't wait to see what's coming up. Thanks, man. So the first thing I do is always use the blender and the Dash 3D to make poses, to work on the pose and get the sense of the lighting and shadows. Okay, so I imagine this Batman in this strong, intimidating instance, showing off how tough and fierce he is. Okay, and as I adjust the pose, I'm focusing on the main features the client asks for. He's gotta look powerful and tactical. Okay, I love using ring light to add that dramatic effect to my characters, where the light hits just right to make the silhouette pop, and it adds a lot of intensity. Okay, now while I'm still working on the pose and lighting, let's talk about a bit more of this Batman, because this isn't just for a regular Batman outfit, new outfit. Okay, this version is a really different from what we're used to. This Batman isn't just the billionaire Bruce Wayne. Instead, he is a civil engineer, just a regular guy dealing with everyday problems. That's really cool. Imagine this Batman juggling his financial issues while still fighting crime, and it adds a whole new layer to the character, and I think that's really interesting. Okay, now back to the drawing. I always start by working on the shape. And why do I do this? Because if you start with line work, you can get too caught up in the details too early. Okay, and at first it's all about focusing on the big shapes, on the bigger shapes, and the overall structure. So what I do is blocking in 3 shades of gray. This really helps nail the proportions and figure out how light and shadows will work on the character. That the shadows and the shape are done, it's time to work on the lines. Okay, the lines is a very important feature. Like I mentioned before, doing the line work after you've nailed the shapes makes it way more easier to get things right. The line are just guides. I'm just refining everything as I go. This step is where the drawings start to get more definition, but without worrying too much about perfection, because we can always tweak things later. And one technique I always start with the core shadow. Okay, it's the darkest shadow you see between the lightest and the darkest areas. Create a smooth transitions. It adds depth and makes the character feel more realistic. It's super helpful, especially if you're working on improving your lighting and shadows. And while I work on these details, I really want to know, what do you guys think about this new face of Absolute DC? I'll tell you, I'm really excited to see how they gonna reimagine other characters like Absolute Wonder Woman or Absolute Superman, but in my perception, in live action, that would be a really cool idea for me. And let me know about this, because I'm really excited to draw all these characters. Okay, now that I've got the shape down, it's time to start on the X, the client X for the weapon. This X is the big part of this version of Absolute Batman, and is going to be a standout feature of this costume. The idea is to have the weapon almost blend into the logo on his chest, like it's a natural part of this armor. And speaking of the suit, the client wanted a bit of Captain America vibe, so I'm gonna go for a more military suit and tactical look. Okay, another awesome thing about this Batman is the cape. It's actually a weapon. It can stretch and be used in combat, which adds a high-tech element to the design. It's definitely different from the classic cape we've seen before, and this is a really cool feature as well. And now we're on to the handy part. I always like to start with the belt, especially for Batman, because it's one of my favorite things about him, the utility belt. And actually, in this design is going to be only yellow part of the whole suit, which gives nice contrast. contrast. And after that, I'll focus again on the weapon, the chest symbol. The idea is for the weapon to really stand out and feel like a core part of this Batman look, almost like it's a signature weapon. And I'm really digging how it's coming together so far. And that's it. This is my final version of Absolute Batman, a strong, brutal version of the hero, ready for the new DC universe. I'm super happy with how it turned out. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about this Batman? What do you think about this new history? And if you want a next video about Wonder Woman or Superman, I'm really excited about it. This is my first video on this channel, and I really appreciate all of your support on my Instagram and the arts that I make. Don't forget to subscribe in this channel, to like and comment, and let me know if you want to see more, okay? Thanks so much for watching this video. I catch you later soon. See ya.